primarily work in the area of energy, so in the area of obviously because we live in Taranaki, the oil and gas industry. We have an interest in hydrogen, and we have a big interest around health and safety aspects, because a lot of these things, we come from small rural, most of us come from small rural communities who are surrounded by the industries. And so we all have families that live in those areas, so we have a lot of experience in that respect from living beside the industry. And what else? We've kind of operated at all the levels. So we submitted just recently. We submitted on the coastal plan, draft coastal plan, for the drilling oil and gas in the 12-mile zone. Obviously, South Taranaki. We submitted to the Parliamentary Commission, which did 2 reviews on oil and gas in Taranaki. We submitted to that. We've done submissions to all the things that have to do with petroleum or energy or climate change, or so we have a huge interest in it.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Are you an incorporated society?
Yes.
Or you are?
Yes, we're an incorporated society. And we have an interest in waste as well, so that's why we're bringing up that land fund.
Yes.
We're involved in the Environment Court at the moment for Remediation New Zealand, who was taking the oil and gas waste for the industry, and they are wanting to renew their consents, and it's an Environment Court.
Okay, thank you very much.
I had just a couple of directions for the officers.
Yeah, sure.
Just, excuse me. Mr. Wesney, the paragraph 15 on pages 9 and 10, Ms. Roberts' statement, talks about the bespoke petroleum objectives and policies that were designed in the South Taranaki situation, and she points out where there's equivalent policies in the New Plymouth plan, but she also says that in 3 or 4 instances there are no comparable rules in the plan in relation to those policies, and I wondered if you, in your right of reply, whether you could respond to that, please. Yes. And secondly, in your right of reply, if you could just comment on the situation concerning that last matter of discussion I had with Ms. Pollock regarding, well, so the first matter regarding existing receptors inside contour areas and what the approach is there. I think I've got it right in terms of new receptors, but for existing ones that would be useful.
Just a question from me for tomorrow in terms of what would be most helpful for yourselves in terms of the right to reply. As you've indicated, it started today and through questioning the last 2 days. There is some commonality in terms of general support for the general approach, but it's how it's reflected in the provisions. For example, I was looking earlier with the new objective number 3.
Yes.
There's 3 submitted, all have particular, come with 3 different perspectives and all seeking slightly.
Is that the energy one or the?
That's the new energy.
Yes.
The new energy objective.
Which is talking about moving towards an outcome.
We need support, we've got one bit, we're trying to do the balance.
Yep. So there's 3. One's about non-renewable electricity generation, one's about hydrogen, and then the other's about better aligning with the EPS renewable electricity generation.
Yes.
So all 3 look at it. So what I'm just flagging with you is that that's just one example of the types of submissions and evidence we've heard the last 2 days.
Yes.
We'll likely hear tomorrow and from a different perspective in terms of Iwi and Hapu. So I'm just flagging with you in terms of our typical verbal right of reply that officers have been doing to date for these hearings.
Yes.
Because we are down at that nitty-gritty, I'll describe the nitty-gritty level of provision wording.
Yes.
There's probably only going to be a limited number of matters that we probably will respond to verbally tomorrow. And the majority of it will probably cover what to next in terms of the process. Just wanted to flag that and see if that was okay from your perspective.
That's fine, I think.
There's too much detail, and we've just, I wouldn't say we've got the tip of the iceberg, but we understand how deep the iceberg goes. And so, yeah, I think it would be very challenging for you to give a fulsome reply to what we've heard over the last couple. Certainly, it would be 2.5 days. more of an approach on where we go to next would be helpful.
Yes, using that example though, which is a good example, you might want to split your verbal reply into two components. Where do you think there's some merit in change? So with O3, whether the recognition of the interim role, if you want to call it that, of non-reviewable resources needs to be reflected. And then, if that's the first answer, yay or nay, whether the mechanics of achieving that, whether it's through trying to do it in a modified O3 or whether it needs to be an O4 or some change to O1 or O2, that's where the benefit might be in getting the parties together. But if you don't see a need for a possible prospect of movement, then the benefit of getting the parties together might be less obvious. Does that make sense?
It does.
Where there's fertile ground for caucus to bring them together, and we think we might get some consensus.
And that might help us with,
or whether a poles apart and you really think that we need to make a decision on that.
that might help us with our directions too. So, and just on that, perhaps have some sort of inventory of where you think of the types where some direction might be useful, would be helpful. But I certainly don't expect a fulsome reply tomorrow because it's been a lot canvassed the last couple of days. So
I think that's all for now. While we've got you, Ms. Hazen, on the line, you hopefully you still hear us. We'll endeavour to read your legal submission this evening.
yes,
I didn't tell her, I think she might just.
We'll read it this evening, so that when she joins us first thing in the morning, it won't take too long. We would have read it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. I think I'm going to close us with a short karakia. Tū taua mai I runga, tū taua mai I raro, tū taua mai I roto, tū taua mai I waho. Kia tauai te mauri tū, te mauri ora, ki te katoa, haumie, huie, tai ki.
thanks. Way I'm going to do. I'm going to stay here.
I thought 6 o'clock was going to originally late, but not too late. Yeah, that's good.